again, I'm Steve Kine with the City of Enid. Thank you for joining us today, once again, at the Roundtable. My very special guest, once again, is a very familiar face with us here at the Enid Television Network studios, Major Kinsley Jordan. Major, welcome back to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Time goes fast, huh? The older you get, the quicker it goes, it seems like.
It does.
Seems like we were just talking Air Force Ball and for 2017, but here we're talking about 2018.
Yeah, indeed.
Right off the bat, the Air Force Ball rolls around on the calendar once again, and it's approaching here in September, just days away. Tell us when it is, the time, and where at.
Yeah, so this year is going to be September 8th at the Central National Bank Center. If anybody had the opportunity to attend last year, it's that same excitement, that same extravagant feel of valet service, an 18-piece big band, and walking in and just kind of having your breath taken away. That's a Saturday, September 8th. Starts at 6 p.m. is the social. That's for an hour, and then at 7 p.m. the ball actually begins there at the Central National Bank Center. So as people come in, they're free to be able to go to get a drink at the sides for the social hour, and then we kick off the evening at 7 p.m.
Very good. We'll talk some specifics here in just a few moments, or remind you about some specifics of this very eclectic ball, if I can even use that word. But Major, let's go back for a little bit for those watching the program. They've heard the term Air Force Ball, and maybe back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, maybe they never did attend, but they heard about the Air Force Ball. Give us a little historical background, if you would, of why the Air Force Ball.
Yeah. So by nature, in the Air Force, is you have units that are constantly, TDY or deployed or coming and going and doing different activities as a unit. It's not very often you have a time of the year where everybody is able to come together, everybody from the unit. So even dating back to World War II, the Air Force Ball, which then was the Army Air Corps, the events that they would have is really pulling people together and pulling the community together to not only celebrate the accomplishments of what the unit had done, and the base, but also what the community and the families have done as well. Because when you think about it, I'm sure it's very true for anybody else who's at work. Rarely do you see everybody at your job. So it's a really fun time to get everybody together and really celebrate what you have done, not only as a unit, as a base, but also in this case, the special relationship that Vance Air Force Base has with Enid. When you think of Enid, you think of Vance. When you think of Vance, you think of Enid. It's just this very tight-knit community partnership that a lot of other bases and cities try to achieve, honestly.
Our topic today at the Roundtable is the 71st anniversary of the Air Force Ball, which will take place at the Central National Bank Center, as Major Jordan said. And social hour gets underway at 6 o'clock, and then the actual program at 7 o'clock. And Major, regarding the program, you alluded to this big band sound, the group that came from St. Louis last year. They've got a return appearance, and one of the things that greets individuals is valet parking. Are those two key elements still the same? People will have the valet parking, and
they will,
and they'll be familiar with the big band.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the core principles of the development of this year's Air Force Ball is being Vance proud and excellence all the way through. So when we think about from the time you show up to arrive at the valet service on the red carpet to the time you walk in and the grandiose feel of not only the lights but the room, the music, we want people to feel like that they're not only stepping into the greatest celebration that's happened in northwestern Oklahoma this year, but also they're kind of taking a step back into history. It's modern, but it's also heritage at the same time, which is people have absolutely loved. So there's not only those major pieces, but the evening, the response we got last year, the evening happens so fast because it's an evening of entertainment. It's not just ceremonies.
Sitting around a table eating?
Not at all. In fact, most of the people I talked to last year, they said, I can't believe it's already 10:30. Like, we have to go home, but we don't want to because it's truly that much fun. It's a blast.
Let's qualify who can attend. I'm not in the Air Force. Maybe that's for the Air Force folks. But you're inviting this to the Enid community, right?
Absolutely. Everyone in the Enid community, everyone
surrounding,
everyone seeing or hearing this, if you're hearing this, you are welcome. Because, again, this is a celebration not just of what Vance Air Force Base has done, because it's the partnership. It's the celebration of what Vance and Enid together have done in the last, I think it's 76 years since Vance has been here, 71 years for the Air Force as a whole. That's something to celebrate about, and that's why we open it to the public, because you don't have a party for your family and not invite them. You know what I mean? So that's why it's open to the public.
Last year, Major, there was a very special guest that was part of the 2017 Air Force Ball here in Enid. So 2018 rolls around and you have a new program, and I understand that you have another impressive guest speaker. Can you share with us that, or is that a well-kept secret?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, we are absolutely honored to be hosting the Vice Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General Stephen W. Wilson, as our guest speaker. This is a huge honor, not only for Vance Air Force Base and Colonel Simmons, our wing commander, but also for the city of Enid, to truly represent that relationship that Enid and Vance has, that we do things together. We succeed together. We move forward together. We create the world's greatest pilots and the world's greatest military flying force together as a team. And that's what we get to represent to the Vice Chief of Staff of the Air Force who's coming, which is truly an absolute honor. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to really be part of something like that with such an esteemed honored guest.
Sounds like a VIP to me.
Yeah. But not too VIP, because everyone's welcome.
Yeah, that's great. So September 8th will be here before you know it. The social hour gets underway at 6 o'clock. And again, we're talking about the Air Force Ball and that partnership and a relationship between Vance Air Force Base and also Enid, Oklahoma. And the program gets underway at 7 o'clock. Let's back up, Major, for just a moment about the valet parking. Is there a particular, do people need to, the west side of Convention Hall is Independence. Is that where the valet parking is, or can you, do you know specifically?
Yeah.
Is there just one location for valet parking, or how's that work?
Yep, so the valet parking is going to be on the south side, the south main entrance.
Okay.
So if you're kind of by Napoleon's on the east side of the road, if you turn into that main drive, a valet service will be ready to greet you, and you'll be able to get out onto the red carpet, and they'll take your vehicle and you walk on into the best evening you've ever had.
Some different events, valet parking is east and west, but this will be on the south end of the building of the Central National Bank Event Center. Well, let's, you're looking rather dapper today. That's an old-fashioned word, I think it is, in your blues, if you will. So let's talk about the dress code a little bit. I'm sure women will be dressed to the nines, as they say in those terms. There's the vintage look as well.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, people say, you know what? We ought to go to this Air Force Ball. So what is the suggested dress?
Yeah, so for civilian, black tie or like a heritage 1940s kind of feel, because we understand not everybody wants to rent a tuxedo, but you still want to go and attend and have fun. So that 1940s kind of a heritage feel look, still going to have the heritage uniforms walking around. And for military attending, it's mess dress, which is kind of our military tuxedo, or a heritage uniform as well. So not only can you be dressed to the nines, but you can also take a step back into history and heritage, and the ladies can get their hair done up. My wife is, she's told me she's been on the dress hunt for weeks now, and she said, that's what you do. You look months out. So apparently I'm behind, but she's on time. She's ready for it.
That's standard operating procedures right there. On a mission to find the right dress. I can relate to what my wife says as well. The goal last year was to sell around 800 tickets. How much room do you have for everybody that is watching the program today?
Yeah, so we have enough room for everyone because of the response that we had last year. We ended up having about 567, not about, it was 567. Right. This year, because of the response from the community, and frankly, we'd gotten phone calls and emails saying, hey, this was the event to be at. Please do it again. Because of the response, we're expecting 650 to about 700. We've expanded it out. The CMB Center will be a little bit more expanded. The stage will be a little bit farther back to be able to accommodate that room, because once it got down to it, it was a homey close feel. We had a lot of people there. So this year we realized we'll expand that out, a little bit more room for dancing, a little bit more room for activities, but still that same grand, excellent, extravagant feel.
Well, the program again gets underway at 7 p.m. for the 71st Air Force Ball here in Enid at the Convention Hall, or excuse me, Central National Bank Center. grand hall, I guess I could say that. But we talked briefly about tickets. Undoubtedly, there is a cost to get a ticket and to enjoy this. Tell us a little bit about the pricing. I understand there's a pricing if you want to buy an entire table versus individual tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the most common question we get is, can we buy a table? We want to sit with our friends. Can we purchase a table? So yes, you can purchase a table. You can also purchase individually. So if you'd like to get individual tickets for you or your spouse or a couple people, you can get those either at the website, which is www.airforceball.com. That site will take you to the Central National Bank Center ticket purchase. Or if you're local, the more recommended way is to just stop by the Central National Bank box office and get your tickets there, and you don't incur an internet fee or anything like that. So if you want individual tickets, you can go there. If you'd like a table, you can purchase those online as well. It's actually cheaper if you come together and purchase the table. Those tickets end up being about $75 a piece, but you have to purchase the table at one time so all of your people are there. So if you want to go as an individual, it's $85. If you want to purchase a table together all at the same time, then it's $75. And then military tickets are sold on base at Vance Air Force Base through the 71st Student Squadron. You can also go online and there's directions as to where to go. So if you're military, prior military or government service or anything like that, then you can get your tickets online or at Vance Air Force Base.
My very special guest today at the Roundtable is Major Jordan Kinsley Jordan, excuse me. And I'm excited about the event coming up on September 8th. Major, is there anything that we've basically overlooked? We've talked about valet parking. You got a special guest speaker, the cost of the tickets. I guess all that's left is just show up and have a good time, right?
Absolutely. You know, that the hype and the excitement that leads up to it, we're within a month now. Yesterday was 1 month until. The excitement that leads up to it, you can almost feel it. It's almost tangible. The people have an expectation. Now that they knew what it was like last year, they can have that same expectation and they won't be disappointed this year. And I just encourage everybody, if you haven't had the chance to really attend a big extravagant ball or anything like this, just do it just one time. And I think what you'll find is it's more fun than you've ever dreamed of, and it's probably the most exciting event you've had the chance to attend in your life. So I recommend that just give it a shot if you haven't tried.
That's a great recommendation. And again, the recommendation as well of if you live here in Enid, what a great opportunity to reach out to your friends in Dallas, Oklahoma City, Wichita, wherever they may be, and say, come to Enid for the weekend, and while you're here, go to the 71st Anniversary Air Force Ball. My very special guest, Major Kinsley Jordan. We've covered everything, you think?
We got it all, yeah, that was it.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Well, again, the event, the Air Force Ball, is coming up on September 8th. As the Major said, that's going to be a Saturday. The social hour gets underway at 6 o'clock, the program at 7. The very special, tell me, the Chief of Staff?
Vice Chief of Staff of the Air Force.
Is the special guest speaker at the event.
General Stephen W. Wilson.
And valet parking to help you get to the front door. That's in the south side of the parking area. And the big band, they're going to continue to play music from...
Yep, they can play everything. So we'll start off with kind of the 40s feel, and then as we go through the evening, they can play anything you can request. So it's great. The best of all times.
And so it's a black tie dress-up event for everyone, so keep that in mind and have fun with that. And as the Major said, the tickets are $85 for civilians, but again, as the suggestion was, buy a table. It's a discount price. Major,
thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I just can't believe 12 months has gone by and we're doing this again. But I've been told the older you get, the faster it goes. So anyway, it's a great event. September 8th, 71st Anniversary Air Force Ball, and it's all about the relationship with Enid and Vance and just the military. It's a time of celebration, and we hope to see you there. Major, thank you again.